The episode begins with Mordecai and Rigby spending a calm morning at the park house, looking for something to eat and something to do, as usual. Their day starts with typical boredom, light teasing, and an eagerness to avoid real work. During this casual search for food or entertainment, they come across a local restaurant, diner, or food stand offering a challenge called the Eggscellent Challenge. The promotion advertises a gigantic breakfast dish, an enormous omelet, a towering stack of eggs, or a monstrous combination of eggs and other ingredients that is nearly impossible to finish. The reward is a rare exclusive prize, either a hat, a badge, a certificate, or some other collectible item that instantly appeals to their competitive instincts. Rigby, driven by his impulsive obsession with novelty and recognition, immediately declares that he must win the prize. Mordecai is skeptical but supportive, recognizing that Rigby's enthusiasm is powerful when focused, even if it often spirals into chaos. The inciting incident occurs when Rigby attempts the Eggscellent Challenge for the first time. The sheer size of the meal proves overwhelming from the start. Eggs steaming, sauces dripping, the plate almost glowing with exaggerated animation. Rigby struggles, taking massive bites while Mordecai cheers him on, but he cannot complete the challenge. His failure leads to dramatic reactions from him: frustration, embarrassment, and a stubborn refusal to quit. Mordecai attempts to calm him, stressing that it is only a contest, but Rigby becomes obsessed, convinced that winning this challenge is vital to his identity, pride, and self-worth. This obsession becomes the emotional core of the episode, fueling everything that follows. As the story progresses, Rigby trains obsessively to prepare for another attempt. He practices eating large quantities of eggs, tries new techniques, experiments with pacing, and even seeks help from secondary characters, each of whom offers humorous, and often unhelpful, advice. Muscle Man might suggest extreme, ridiculous eating strategies. Pops may offer whimsical encouragement. Benson may scold them for wasting time and resources. These interactions build the comedic rhythm, while showing how Rigby's determination intensifies to an absurd level. Mordecai supports him, but grows increasingly worried as Rigby pushes himself beyond reasonable limits, transforming a simple eating challenge into a mission of exaggerated, high-stakes determination. The thematic tension focuses on obsession, pride, and the consequences of pushing oneself too far. Rigby's stubbornness becomes both comically exaggerated and emotionally resonant, as he sacrifices comfort, time, and physical well-being in pursuit of the Eggscellent prize. Mordecai, more grounded and emotionally aware, tries to balance encouragement with warnings, emphasizing that Rigby does not need to prove anything. However, Rigby's fixation blinds him to everything except the aim of victory. His identity becomes tied to the challenge, and the surreal exaggeration intensifies. Eggs appear in his dreams. He imagines them chasing him. The challenge looms over him like a mythical trial. The turning point occurs when Rigby attempts the challenge again, fully committed but physically unprepared for the strain. The exaggerated animation shows sweat pouring, plates towering, and the environment transforming into a surreal battlefield. Rigby's determination becomes almost heroic, but his body cannot keep up. He falls unconscious or collapses dramatically, prompting panic and concern from Mordecai and the crowd. This moment marks the emotional low point of the episode. Rigby's obsession has pushed him beyond safe limits, and Mordecai must face the frightening consequences of not stopping his friend earlier. The event emphasizes the danger of stubborn pride and the importance of recognizing personal limits. The climax unfolds when Mordecai takes responsibility for fixing the situation. Realizing that the prize means everything to Rigby, he decides to complete the challenge on Rigby's behalf, even though he has not trained, and even though the challenge is absurdly difficult. The surreal tension peaks as Mordecai confronts the enormous plate, facing exaggerated visual obstacles that represent both the physical challenge and the emotional weight of supporting Rigby. The environment may warp into a high-stakes arena, complete with dramatic lighting, intense music, and surreal distortions typical of the show's style. Mordecai's determination is fueled not by pride but by friendship, contrasting the motivations that drove Rigby earlier. His steady effort, patience, and determination demonstrate emotional maturity and loyalty. The resolution occurs when Mordecai completes the challenge or successfully obtains the prize in a way that fulfills Rigby's emotional goal. When Rigby awakens, weak, embarrassed, and convinced he has failed, Mordecai presents him with the prize, assuring him that their bond is more important than the challenge itself. Rigby is overwhelmed with gratitude, recognizing how far Mordecai went to support him. The episode ends with both characters sharing a sincere, if understated, emotional moment. Secondary characters comment humorously, Benson expresses frustration at the absurdity of the whole ordeal, and Muscle Man or High Five Ghost offer comedic praise or teasing. A final gag typically undercuts the emotional seriousness with humor, such as Rigby immediately overestimating his strength again, attempting to eat another egg and collapsing, or the restaurant announcing an even bigger, more ridiculous challenge. Mordecai reacts with exasperated affection, reaffirming the dynamic that defines their friendship. Eggscellent stands out as an emotionally powerful and character-driven regular show episode, transforming a simple food challenge into a high-stakes, surreal, and heartfelt story about friendship, obsession, personal limits, and loyalty. The exaggerated visuals, comedic pacing, and surreal escalation amplify the emotional impact, creating a narrative that is both absurd and deeply human, consistent with the series' style while providing one of its most memorable character moments.